Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Marisa Diaz, and on my channel I share a lot of information about nutrition, weight loss, and healthy lifestyle in general. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also click the little bell button. That way you can get notified every time I put out a new video. And then also, if you like the video at the end, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Now, in today's video, I am actually going to talk about the app that I use to track my calories. I've seen a lot of questions about this, how to track calories, what's the easiest way to do it, how to do it. So I personally use MyFitnessPal. That's the app that I use. I've been using it for quite some time now. It's been over a year. It's a great app. It's free. You have the option of paying for premium if you want. I've never paid for premium. I've only used the free version, and it works great. So what I want to share with you is just some very basic things about the app, and then actually also a really cool feature that the app has that has made my life while I'm counting calories so much easier. So the things that I'm going to be sharing with you is I'll share with you how to start from like the very beginning, which is like downloading the app and setting up an account and setting up your goals. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you that. And then I will also show you how to log food, how to log food from the app's database, and then also how you can scan food because you can scan the barcodes. So that's pretty cool. So I'll show you how to do that. And then one of the last things that I'm going to show you, which is one of my favorite, is I will show you how to put in a recipe. So anything that you cook at home, I'll show you how you can put it in the app. So that way, anything that you cook at home, you can still measure it and you can still put it in there so that it can help you with your calorie counting. So that sometimes can be a little bit confusing. So I'll do my best to explain it as well as possible. I will also add timestamps to this video, so you can go down on the description and see what each timestamp is. So if you already know how to do something but you're interested on something else, you can go straight to that point on the video, so you don't have to look at everything. So just know that's on the description below. I also want to share with you that I do have a video that explains the difference between calorie counting and macro counting and what macros are. So I will put that video right up here, just because you will see throughout the video while I'm showing you how to use the app that I do talk about macros and about calories. So if you are not sure about what those are and the differences, just go ahead and check out that video. I'll also add the video to the description below. So I'll go ahead, and on the screen you will see my iPhone screen, so that way you can follow through exactly the way you would if you were downloading it on your phone. I use it in my phone. It's the easiest way to do it for me. I know that you can also use your iPad or you can use your PC, but for me it's my iPhone that's the easiest, also because I have it with me all the time. So I'll show you how to do it on the iPhone. So we'll go ahead and take a look. Once again, it's going to be different things. It will have timestamps, so if you want to just jump ahead and go and see something specifically, go ahead and do that. And let's get into it. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to show you here is how to download the app. So this is the App Store on an iPhone. So you go to the bottom right to search, and then you type MyFitnessPal. So it comes up right there. It's the first one. You click on it, and then we see it right here. So we're gonna do that, and now it's going to download to my phone. So now that it's downloaded, it shows the open button. So we're gonna click on it, so it will open the app. If you already have an account, of course, you can go ahead and click login. But if this is the first time that you're downloading it, you're going to have to create a new account. So we're going to go and click the sign up button. And here you have the option of either creating a new account with your email address or with your Apple account or your Facebook account. So I'm going to go ahead and create an account with my email. So I'm going to click on the sign up with email. Okay, so then here you're just going to answer some questions. So they're asking, what is your goal? So my goal would be to lose weight. So I'm going to click that. So this one, the activity level and how active are you? It talks mostly about like your daily activities as in regards to your job, not really like how you exercise or if you don't exercise or the type of workout, but like how active you are in your everyday life without counting workout. So I would say not very active because of my job. I'm mostly sitting at my desk, so I'm going to keep it at not very active. Okay, so here you just answer your information. All right, once that's done, we're going to click the top right arrow. And then you continue answering your information. In this question, I'm going to put the lose 1 pound per week. Okay, and then here you're gonna add your information to create your account, and this way you'll be able to log in next time. Once you're done, you click on sign up. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is just show you where all of your information is saved. So then just so you know where it is in case you ever want to change it. So you're going to go to the bottom right where it says more and it has the 3 little dots. So you're gonna click there. And then this is where your information is. So you would go down to where it says goals, for example. So it's that little like target and it says goals. So you can click there and then it shows you your starting weight, current weight, goal weight, weekly goal, activity level, and then your nutrition goals. But what I want to show you here is under nutrition goals, if you can see there's calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals. And this is where you would go in and you would put in how many calories you are eating a day so that it can keep track of it. So we're going to click there. And then here we have all of that information. So in calories, we're going to click in calories. And in here, we're going to add the amount of calories that we are trying to stay under in a day. So I'm going to switch this for 1,600. So after I added the 1,600, I'm going to click the check to save it. And then if you wanted to track macros, this is where you would put in the percentage of each macronutrient and the goal that you want to reach for each one of them. So this is where you would do that. With the free MyFitnessPal app, you don't get to really go in and put in the exact grams of each macronutrient. So you have to go in and change it by percentages. So for example, we're going to go into where I'm going to click where it says carbohydrates. And so then this comes up. So then you have the percentage of each. So let's say I wanted to do 30% carbs to get me closer to like 120 grams. And I wanted to do 40% protein. And then again, I'm going to keep the fat also at 30%. So let's say I wanted to do that. So that gets me 120 carbs, 160 protein, and 53 carbs. And then I would click again on the check mark, and then that would save it. So this is where you would modify your calories, your carbs, your proteins, and your fat. So if you're not counting macros, all you really have to worry about is the calorie amount. But if you are also counting macros, you'll also need to update those in here. So now we're going to go back. We're going to click on the top left arrow, and then we're back to this page. Going to go back again. And then in here, we're back to where we can find our goals, nutrition, meals and recipes, etc. So for now, we're going to go back to home. So bottom left, we're going to click home. So we're back to the home screen. What I want to show you now is how you would start tracking your food. So the first thing, so there's 2 things you can do. You can go to the bottom of the screen where it says diary, so bottom left. So you can click there and it will take you to your diary for the day. If you see in the top middle, it has the word today. If you click there, it gives you the chance to change the date so that if you already know what you're going to eat today, or if you're preparing your lunch for tomorrow, you can change this to tomorrow's date and then track that. Or if you wanted to see what you ate yesterday, you can go back a day. So here's where you would change that. And then from here, once you wanted to add something, all you do is you click on add food on any of these. So you can even add exercise or water intake. I really do ignore these last two, the exercise and water intake, but I mean, you have that option in there. So let's go ahead and add something for breakfast. So I would click on add food, and then here you would go ahead and search for an item. So for example, I'm going to search for banana. Let's say I had a banana for breakfast. So you click banana and then you do search, and then you get all the bananas. If you happen to find one of the items that has this little green check mark, I would probably try to go with that one most likely, because those are the ones that are verified. But I mean, you don't necessarily have to. So in here, I'm going to choose the very first one that comes up, the one that says banana for 105 calories. I'm going to click on it. And then here it gives me an option. So it gives me the serving size and the number of servings. If you see in the screen, it also shows the number of calories. It shows the grams for carbs, the grams for fat, and the grams for protein. So if you're counting macros, this is where you would find that information. But if you're only counting calories, all you care about is the 105 calories. So here you can change the serving size. So for example, my banana was not really a medium, it was more like a large. So I'm gonna click on one medium to see if it gives me the option of changing it. And it does. So I would click on one large. And then for number of servings, I would keep it at 1. And here you can keep it at fractions, or you can click on decimal and then you can put in any amount that you want. So we're gonna do 1, click the check mark, and that's it. We have logged our very first meal. Now, let's say for lunch, I want to add a McDonald's burger. So I would go to add food, and then under the search for food, I would type McDonald's in here, and let's see what comes up. Okay, so we have a ton of items from McDonald's. You see some that have the little green check mark. So I'm going to go with a, let's see, sausage McGriddle. Okay, so you see that we have the sausage McGriddle for 420 calories. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on it. And here we can see the calories and all the macronutrients. Serving size, 1 sandwich, number of servings. I could change it if I wanted to, but let's keep it at 1. And then we save it with the top right check mark. So another really cool quality of this app is that you can add items by scanning the barcode. So for example, let's say I want to add a snack, and I actually have the package right here, so I can easily scan the barcode. So I would go and add food, and then on the top right next to the search box, you can see a little like barcode. So you would click on that, and then you need to give it access to your camera. So we're gonna say okay. So now you just put your camera on the barcode. I'm gonna do that one more time because it was really quick. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that your camera faces the barcode and it reads it super quickly. So this is what it is. So it's a chocolate chip bar. It has 90 calories. It shows the macronutrients, serving size, and the number of servings. So that's it, super easy. So this is how you would log food. The other thing you can do from home is you can click on the blue circle in the middle, which has the plus sign. So you can click there, and then it gives you all of these options. So from here, you would go to food because it's what you're trying to log right now, it's food. So you would click on food, and then you can just choose the meal period that you want to log into. So let's go to snacks, and then it sends you directly to this screen where you can just search for food. Let's do the protein bar one more time. So we're gonna do the scan, so the barcode. So we're gonna click on it. So now we get the camera. There we go. So we have our protein bar. We are going to save it with the top right check mark. And that's it, it's saved. Okay, so I'm back real quick just to explain something. Whenever we're doing recipes, whenever we're adding recipes to the app, one of the things that you really have to do is you need to measure everything before you cook it. So just for example, let's say you are preparing chicken fajitas, for example. So you need to make sure that you measure the chicken, right? The amount of chicken that you're using, you need to measure that and then write it down on a little notebook and a little pad on anything. So write down exactly how many grams, how many ounces, how many pounds of chicken you have, raw chicken. You need to do the same thing for every ingredient. So for the chicken fajitas, you would do that for the chicken, and then you would also chop down all the bell peppers, and then you would weigh it separately. You write it down. You do the same thing for the onion. You weigh it, you write it down. Same thing for oil. If you're using like actual oil, same thing, weigh that. If you're just using spray, then you're fine. But if you are using like liquid oil, also weigh that because it's fat. So that also counts. So make sure you're weighing that. So pretty much every single ingredient except spices. I mean, unless you're doing like sugar or things that have a lot of calories, but if it's just salt, pepper, oregano, you don't have to do it. But anything else, make sure that you're measuring everything before you cook it. So everything raw, and you write it down. That's really, really important, okay? And then after the recipe is complete, the complete recipe, everything together, the chicken mixed with the bell peppers, mixed with the onions, everything together, once it's cooked, make sure you measure it again, the entire recipe together. Also very important that you do that. So make sure you always remember to measure all of the ingredients before it's cooked, and then measure the recipe all together once it's completed, once it's all cooked, okay? All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at how we would put in the recipe on MyFitnessPal. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the lower right and click those three little buttons that says more. So you're gonna click there, and then you'll go to the part that says My Meals, Recipes, and Foods, the one that has like the little chef hat. So you're gonna click there. And then in here, these are all recipes that I already have saved, but we're going to go ahead and create a new recipe. So we're going to go all the way to the bottom where it says create a recipe. We're gonna click there. And then for this case, we're going to enter ingredients manually. So we're going to select that option. And right now we are going to create a crock pot chicken fajita recipe. Okay, so you're gonna add the title, the name of the recipe, and then for servings, right now we're going to do 1, and this will make sense later. But for now, let's just do 1, and then we're gonna click the little arrow on the top right to continue. And from here, we're going to add ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and add all of the ingredients. Remember that these ingredients are all raw. So I went ahead and I measured, so I weighed all of these ingredients raw, uncooked. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just adding all of these ingredients straight from the database. I am not scanning any items or anything. I'm just looking them up in the database. What I'm doing right now is I am looking for items that allow me to put in the ingredients in grams, because that's how I measured my ingredients. But of course you can do it by cups, ounces, whatever works best for you. But this is what I'm doing now. That's why I'm looking for ingredients that allow me to measure by grams. Okay, so now that I've added all of my ingredients, we're going to go to the top right and click the little arrow to continue. Here you would go ahead and you would save, so you would click the little save button. And after your recipe is done, after you've cooked everything and the recipe is ready, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take that recipe and you're going to measure it. So the total amount, or like, let's say for example, if you measure it in grams, which is what I did, you're going to go back into the recipe. So right here, it's the first one, the one that says crockpot chicken fajitas recipe. So we're going to go back in, we're going to click on the edit recipe on the bottom right. And here we're going to go and click on the little arrow on the top right, and we're going to go to servings. Here is where you're going to add the total amount of like the amount that your recipe ended up measuring. In my case, it came out to 605 grams. Again, maybe for you it's ounces, pounds, that's fine. In my case, what's 605? Just make sure that you always use the same metric. If the way that you're weighing your ingredients is in ounces, everything needs to be in ounces. If it's in grams, everything needs to be in grams. So just keep that in mind. So it's 605 for the servings, and I'm gonna click save on the bottom left. So now I'm going to show you how you would go ahead and add this recipe to your daily meals. So what you're going to do is whenever you're ready to eat this recipe, you're going to go ahead and measure it on your food scale, and you're going to measure how much you're going to have. So if you used grams, for this recipe, so the total servings were in grams, make sure that you are weighing them in grams when you're ready to eat it. So then you would go ahead, you would measure it, and let's say you're going to have this for dinner. So you would go to the bottom to the middle where it has a little plus sign, and we're going to do food. And here we're gonna click dinner because we're adding it for dinner. So here, what you're going to do is in the top left, you're gonna go to recipes. You're gonna click there, and that's where you're gonna have all of your recipes saved. So we have the crock pot all the way on top. So we're gonna click the crock pot, and on number of servings, this is where you're going to add the total amount that you're about to eat at that meal. So for example, let's say me for dinner, I'm going to have 100 grams of chicken fajitas, for example. So I went ahead, I weighed my dinner, and it ended up being 100 grams. So I would go ahead and add 100 here. So that means that 100 grams of my cooked, ready chicken fajita recipe is 111 calories. So then I'll go ahead and click on the top right little check mark, and it's done. I have added for dinner my crock-pot chicken fajitas for 111 calories. All right, guys, that was it for today's video. I really hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions or if there's anything else that you'd want to know about MyFitnessPal or anything, please leave them on the comments below. I love hearing from you. So if there's any questions, any comments, anything you have, please don't hesitate to put them down there. Also on the description, you'll find also my Instagram account. I post daily there. So if you just want to get daily updates, please don't hesitate to follow me there. Thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also to give it a thumbs up. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.